two mighty armies, one epic clash. The Battle of Cannae wasn't just a fight for survival. It was a masterpiece of strategy and one of the bloodiest days in ancient history. But how did a Carthaginian general outsmart the seemingly invincible Roman war machine? And what lessons can we still learn from this catastrophic defeat? Stick around to find out. The year is 216 BCE. Rome, the rising superpower of the ancient world, is locked in a deadly struggle with its arch-rival, Carthage, in the Second Punic War. Carthage, led by the brilliant general Hannibal Barca, had already shocked the Romans by crossing the Alps with his army, elephants included. Against all odds, Hannibal had defeated the Romans at Trebia and Lake Trasimene. But Rome wasn't giving up. They raised the largest army in their history, over 80,000 men, determined to crush Hannibal once and for all. Little did they know, they were walking into a trap that would make history. August 2nd, 216 BCE. On a flat plain near the village of Cannae, the Roman consuls Lucius Aemilius Paulus and Gaius Terentius Varro led their massive army against Hannibal's smaller force of around 50,000. Confident in their numbers, the Romans positioned their troops in a tight, dense formation, hoping to smash through Hannibal's center. But Hannibal had other plans. He deliberately placed his weakest troops, Gauls and Spaniards, at the center and his elite African soldiers on the flanks. It was a classic bait and trap maneuver. Hold the line, give ground slowly, and trust me. Hannibal's strategy depended on his troops executing his plan to perfection. As the battle began, the Romans pushed forward, overwhelming the Carthaginian center just as Hannibal had expected. But as they advanced deeper, the crescent began to collapse inward. Then came the turning point. Hannibal's African veterans waiting on the flanks swung around and closed in on the Romans. Meanwhile, his cavalry, led by the brilliant Hannibal, crushed the Roman horsemen and attacked from behind. The Roman army was completely surrounded. In what became one of history's first recorded instances of total encirclement, or a double-envelopment, Hannibal's army trapped the Romans in a death spiral. Over 50,000 Roman soldiers were killed in a single day. To put that into perspective, that's more than the capacity of most modern sports stadiums. The Battle of Cannae wasn't just a military disaster, it was a psychological one. Rome had lost nearly a fifth of its adult male population in one day. Entire legions were wiped out, and panic gripped the city. Some senators even suggested surrendering to Hannibal. But Rome did what Rome does best, adapt and endure. They refused to negotiate with Hannibal and instead restructured their military, adopting a strategy of attrition to wear him down over the years. The Battle of Cannae has been studied for over 2,000 years, and for good reason. It's a masterclass in strategy, showing how ingenuity can triumph over brute force. Today, military academies around the world teach Hannibal's tactics, from the U.S. Army War College to corporate boardrooms discussing competitive strategy. But it also teaches us about resilience. Rome's refusal to give up, even after such a staggering loss, reminds us that setbacks, no matter how devastating, don't have to define our future. What do you think? Was Hannibal the greatest general of all time? Or does Rome deserve more credit for bouncing back after such a crushing defeat? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this dive into ancient history, hit that like button and subscribe for more epic battles, untold stories, and lessons from the past. Until next time, remember, history isn't just about what happened, it's about what we can learn